It can bring sea change in the social, political and economic fabric of the nation. Keeping this view in mind, Iqbal focused on the creative energy of the youth in his poetry. मोहब्बत मुझे उन जवानों से है, मोहब्बत मुझे उन जवानों से है, सितारों पर जो डालते हैं गमन. Iqbal's नौजवान is मर्द मुजाहिद, शाहीन and explorer, an adventurer and seer whose aim is going higher and deeper like a shaheen.
He wrote poetry in Urdu and Persian, but he thought to be the greatest Urdu poet of 20th century. His poetry serves as a reminder of the past glories of Islam. He hated injustice. His protest, first made in the name of India, continued in the name of Islam. From many of the beautiful poems given below, if you had not come, I would have had. If you had not come, I would have had no occasion for contention. But what reluctance in making the promise was. Your messenger disclosed your secret, O Lord.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and good morning. I'm starting in the name of Allah, who is the most merciful, who is the Khaliq, who is the Rahman and Rahim, who is the creator of the whole world. And first of all, I want to say a great thank you to Sir Principal, and especially Sir Ashfaq and Sir Zaheen. They are giving me opportunity to say something in the front of you people. Respected teacher, today my topic is Iqbal message to you. Sir, Iqbal is one of the most outstanding Muslim poet and philosopher of the Indian subcontinent. His intellectual genius is reigning supreme in the area of Islam philosophy during the 20th century and will direct and influence an Islamic intellectual tradition in 21st century as well. His sublime poetry and philosophy inspired millions of people to wake up to the reality of time, a destiny for themselves. He was very much aware of the fact that if youth, the Ummah, can get out of the pit of subjection earlier than they did, young generation is the standard bearers of any nation. If their energy is channelized in proper direction, it can bring sea change in the social, political and economic fabric of the nation. Keeping this view in mind, Iqbal focused on the creative energy of the youth in his poetry. मोहब्बत मुझे उन जवानों से है, मोहब्बत मुझे उन जवानों से है, सितारों पर जो डालते हैं गमन. Iqbal's नौजवान is मर्द मुजाहिद, शाहीन and explorer, an adventurer and seer whose aim is going higher and deeper like a shaheen. To explore new world in uncharted water of creativity, intellectual virtue, the youth of Iqbal is strong believer ishq, a creative and dynamic energy that helps the youth to discover and secure new stars of originality and individuality. Moreover, Iqbal's Naujawan is a main of Khudi. The absolute Khudi is infinitely creative, not that themselves and success shall be time. Iqbal express of main become emperor of themselves, then he can lead the world in his own direction. And such a person can find out with his successing the pearl of future for the coming generation. वही है साहिबे अमरोज जिसने अपने हिम्मत से, वही है साहिबे अमरोज जिसने अपने हिम्मत से जमाने के समंदर से निकाला गोहिरे फरदार. But the youth of Iqbal is not contained with what he has created or invented. The separate of ishq, another name for perpetual struggle, him to burn the star that he has discovered with his foresight. The motive of Iqbal's youth is to pursue his intellectual and spiritual goal and then continue his journey beyond this goal. The life of Iqbal's youth is dynamic and not confined to limited material achievement and enjoyment of it. He enjoys the creative journey of exploration, discovery and invention. The youth of Iqbal is a seer and he has souls from discovered star to new hour of brilliance and inspiration. सितारों से आगे जहां और भी है, सितारों से आगे जहां और भी है, अभी इश्क के इम्तिहा और भी है. These are the views of Iqbal about the youth of the nation. Iqbal wants to set higher benchmark for the new generation. He wants to include in them the separate of invention and discovery, because youth are the lane and take the nation to the height of the self and independence. The youth of Iqbal is not a thinking hamlet, but a man of action, mind in speech, but in action, whether he is in the battlefield or in the company of friends, he is pure in head and heart. Thank you.
It was Ilyas from Jannah House. Now I would like to invite Mudassir Irman from Rahman House.
Dear respected principal, teacher and my fellows, Assalamu alaikum. Today I am going to say something about a personality who has no need about a personal, who has no need to praise, who is unique in his capacity as a poet, who is rare in his circle as a philosopher, who has no alternate as a great thinker and who presented everything in shape of poetry. I am thinking about Dr. Allama Muhammad Iqbal. When he was born, the Muslims were sucked.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Dawood from Khoshal House. Respected principal, teacher and my friend, good morning. Today my speech is about poet of universe, Dr. Allama Muhammad Iqbal. Nations are born in the hearts of poets. They prosper and die of the hands of politicians. To me, a hero is a person who has a goal to bring a positive change. The area which he targets, I think Allama Iqbal is the person who can be called my hero. Allama Iqbal was born in Sialkot, a city in Pakistan, on November 1877. He belonged to a Kashmiri family which had embraced Islam. He got his education from well-known educational institution. After receiving education, he became a lecturer in Oriental College. He was now a poet, philosopher, and a teacher too. Most important achievements of Iqbal were he raised voice for the cause of the Muslims of India when they were in British control and were the part of British colony. He put emphasis on promoting of education and other social problems were highlighted by him, like unemployment and trade defect. He was the one who gave the idea for a separate homeland for the Muslims of India in 1930, and one the basis of his ideas, Muslims of India got independence. So I think he deserves to be a true hero who leads the people. Is one of the most important service as a hero was to air the people through poetry. He wrote many books like Shikwa, Jawab Shikwa, Al-Maghani Hajiz, Javed Nama, Bali Jibreel, etc. With these books, he reminded the people about the goals of the life and idea to form a better society. He wrote poetry in Urdu and Persian, but he thought to be the greatest Urdu poet of 20th century. His poetry serves as a reminder of the past glories of Islam. He hated injustice. His protest, first made in the name of India, continued in the name of Islam. From many of the beautiful poems given below, if you had not come, I would have had. If you had not come, I would have had no occasion for contention. But what reluctance in making the promise was? Your messenger disclosed your secret, O Lord. What fault was made in this was? You recognized your Lord in the full assembly. However, your aim in the middle of equity was true. Thank you.